water. Something so simple yet so effective for bodybuilding and weight loss. Now, you may see a whole bunch of meatheads walking around in the gym carrying a gallon of water that might have something mixed up in it like creatine or BCAAs like Extend from Skivation. And the reason is if they're just drinking plain water, they are making their muscles engorged while working out. And a good thing about that is you want to be hydrated when you're working out for a few reasons. One, you'll get better protein synthesis and muscle performance. Two, you will stay hydrated, which is a great thing because you don't want to be running on the treadmill and then fall over, pass out because you were dehydrated. That can cause many problems. It can also cause death if you aren't properly hydrated for long periods of time. So with the whole engorging your muscles with water, what that'll do is it'll create better contractions in your muscles so that your muscles are fuller. The good thing about that is when you're working out, you're trying to get better gains with muscles, or you're trying to lose a lot of fat. And with every time you pump, our body is made up of 70% fluid. So every time you pump, we have water going in and out, in and out. And if we're sweating all that out, then the water will come out of the muscles, out of our pores, and then what happens? The body attacks the protein in our muscles. So that's a good thing there. It's like a little barrier. If you have enough water, it's like a little barrier around your muscles so that, your body will go for the H2O, the water, first. It'll grab, but then, if you're dehydrated, then it'll grab for the protein. So you want it grabbing for the water instead of the protein. So that's one great thing about water. Now with fat loss, basically there is some proof behind drinking a gallon of water or more a day promotes fat loss in a few ways. It helps the liver metabolize fat better, so your liver will function a lot better in that aspect. And also, it'll help you excrete, I'm saying that, it'll help you excrete more waste, like sodium. If you have a lot of salt in your diet, and if you excrete it, you'll notice a lot less bloat and stuff. And actually, that's key for after a cheat meal. If you do cheat on your diet and you take in a lot of salt, because a lot of us like salty foods for our cheat meal. So if you then take that in, it'll excrete a lot of the salt, which will cause less bloat and less weight gain. And in turn, you basically are back down to your normal weight and not gaining your water weight. And also, another great thing about water is if you have a lot of water weight, drink more water because you'll excrete more and more and more water. So you're always losing water weight. If you're taking creatine, make sure you're taking a lot of water so it doesn't cause any kidney damage or anything. And you all should know that by now about creatine and stuff. And, I'm not a big supporter of creatine, but when I bulk, I take some creatine so that I can, pack on a little bit more water weight so I look fuller. And creatine, like I said, does not build muscle. It makes you look fuller and helps you pump out more repetitions. So creatine is not some miracle powder, Look for protein before you look for creatine. Another great thing about water is it helps with whole body functions. Your brain, your organs all require water. Everything needs water. So that is why water is so important. There's so many more reasons I can tell you why water is so important. Let's see, we got hydration, we got fat loss, we got muscle gains. What else do we got? We got body functions. You can't survive without water. Also, if you are hungry, you ever get like the grumbles and stuff? Well, it's another fat loss rule for that is if you drink water when you get hungry. Now, don't take this like, so whenever I get hungry, I should just drink water and not eat any solid food all day. No, I'm talking about like in between meals. Okay, make sure you're drinking some water, and that'll help you stay fuller, so you won't be snacking on any junk food. So you keep your snacking down a little bit. I personally have maybe 2 snacks a day, maybe some shredded wheat for a snack, and then I'll have some 250 calories worth of nuts, which will provide me 8 grams of protein right there, or a little bit of that peanut butter I showed you guys. So that's another great reason for water, is curbs your cravings. Another good thing about water, which I read in a magazine not too long ago, is if you drink 16 ounces of water before each meal, somehow you lose more weight. Now, don't ask me how, but it was a great study, and I've been doing that ever since I read that article about a month ago, and I've actually been losing more weight. And I think the reason is that your stomach will get revved up a bit. Your metabolism will rev up because it knows something's coming in. So when you first put that water in, it automatically thinks, oh, okay, time to start burning calories. So it churns. Then when you put that food in, it's already burning. So it keeps burning more and more. That's my take on that. They really didn't explain how it worked because they really didn't know. But, and they made a placebo group which wouldn't drink any water before their meal, and they both had group A, which was the group that drank 16 ounces of water before eating. Then they had group B, which didn't drink any water before eating. They both had the same amount of calories per meal, and they found out the ones who drank water before lost more weight. So me personally, to get my gallon of water in, I drink 16 ounces before and 16 ounces after each meal, and that'll round out to about a gallon of water a day. Sometimes I drink a gallon and a half of water depending on the workout day, and depending how much I want to flush stuff out of my system. Just make sure you're not taking in too much water, because you can get water toxicity with anything really if you drink too much of it. So keep it down to about a gallon and a gallon and a half of water a day. Don't drink a whole gallon in like an hour. Make sure you spread it evenly throughout the day. So that's why water is so important. I hope you guys are enjoying this stuff. PB 101, Project Build.